Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment that you instantly regretted? Or maybe you felt that boiling frustration that just ruins your whole day. You're not alone. We all get angry. It's a normal human emotion, but when anger takes the driver's seat, it can lead to broken relationships, missed opportunities, and a lot of stress. The good news is, you don't have to let anger control you. It's possible to manage it, understand it, and live a much more peaceful life. Today, we're going to dive into 5 powerful habits that can help you win the battle against anger and find that inner calm you've even been looking for. This isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about mastering them. Stick around, because these tips could genuinely change how you experience your daily life. So, let's start with our first habit. Recognize your triggers. Think of your anger like a fire alarm. It doesn't just go off for no reason. There's always a trigger. A specific button that gets pushed. For some people, it might be traffic. For others, it's feeling criticized. Or maybe when someone doesn't keep their promise. The first step to managing anger is to become a detective in your own life. Start paying attention. When you feel that first flicker of irritation, pause and ask yourself, what just happened? Was it something someone said? Something you saw? A thought that popped into your head? Keep a small journal, either on your phone or in a notebook. For 1 week, just jot down every time you feel angry and what was going on at that moment. You might be surprised by the patterns you discover. Maybe you realize you're most irritable when you're hungry or tired. Or perhaps it's a specific topic of conversation that always sets you off. Once you know what your triggers are, you're no longer walking into a minefield blindfolded. You can anticipate these situations and prepare yourself mentally, which gives you a massive advantage. Now that you know your triggers, let's move on to habit number 2. Master the art of the pause. This sounds so simple, but it is one of the most effective tools you have. When you feel that surge of anger, your brain's fight-or-flight response kicks in. Adrenaline floods your system, and your ability to think rationally plummets. In T state, you're likely to react impulsively, and that's when you say or do things you regret. The pause is your secret weapon. It's a moment of intentional delay between the trigger and your reaction. It could be as simple as taking 1 deep, slow breath before you speak. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4, and exhale for 6. This simple act of deep breathing sends a signal to your nervous system to calm down. It breaks the automatic reaction chain. You can also try a physical pause. Literally, take a step back. If you're in a heated conversation, say something like, I need a minute to think about this, and walk into another room. This isn't about running away from the problem. It's about giving yourself the space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Practice this in low-stakes situations first, like when you're annoyed at a slow internet connection. The more you practice the pause, the more it becomes a natural reflex, even in high-pressure moments. Habit 3 is all about changing your perspective. Reframe the narrative. The stories we tell ourselves about a situation are incredibly powerful. They can either fuel our anger or diffuse it. Let's say someone cuts you off in traffic. Your initial story might be, that jerk. They have no respect for anyone. They did that on purpose to annoy me. This story makes you a victim and the other driver a villain. It's a recipe for rage. Now, let's try to reframe it. What are other possible stories? Maybe they're rushing to the hospital. Maybe they're a new driver and made a mistake. Or maybe they're just having a terrible day and aren't paying attention. You don't know their story. By considering alternative explanations, you're not excusing their behavior, but you are changing your emotional response to it. You're moving from personal attack to a more compassionate, or at least neutral viewpoint. This technique is called cognitive reframing. It's about challenging your initial anger-fueled thoughts and looking for a more balanced perspective. Ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? Will this matter in 5 hours? In 5 days? Often, the answer is no. Reframing the narrative takes the personal sting out of the situation and allows you to let it go much more easily. Okay, let's talk about habit 4. Develop healthy outlets. Anger is energy. It's a powerful force, and if you just bottle it up, it will eventually explode. Suppressing anger is not the goal. The goal is to channel that energy into something constructive instead of destructive. You need healthy outlets to release that pent-up tension. Physical activity is one of the best. Go for a run, hit the gym, punch a punching bag, or even just do some vigorous cleaning. The physical exertion helps to burn off stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol and releases endorphins, which are your body's natural mood elevators. But it's not just about exercise. Creative outlets can be incredibly therapeutic. Write down everything you're feeling in a journal. Don't censor yourself. Just get it all out on the page. Play an instrument, paint, draw, or listen to music that matches and then shifts your mood. Talking is another powerful outlet. Sometimes, just venting to a trusted friend, family member, or a therapist can make a world of difference. The key is to find what works for you and make it a regular part of your routine, not just something you do when you're already at your breaking point. Having these outlets ready means you have a plan of action for when anger strikes. And that brings us to our fifth and final habit. Practice empathy and forgiveness. This one can be the hardest, but it's also the most liberating. A lot of our anger comes from feeling wronged or misunderstood. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When you're angry with someone, try to put yourself in their shoes, even for a moment. What might they be going through? What fears, pressures, or insecurities might be driving their behavior? This doesn't mean you have to agree with them or condone what they did. It just means you're trying to understand their humanity. This act of understanding can soften your anger and open the door to a resolution. And that leads us to forgiveness. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It's not about saying what happened was okay. It's not about letting the other person off the hook. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. Holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. It drains your energy and keeps you chained to the past. Forgiving means you are choosing to release that burden. It means you are prioritizing your own peace of mind. It's a conscious decision to let go of the grudge and move on. It takes practice, and it's a process. But the freedom you gain is absolutely worth it. So, to recap, our 5 habits for a more peaceful existence are: recognize your triggers, master the art of the pause, reframe the narrative, develop healthy outlets, and practice empathy and forgiveness. These aren't quick fixes. They are skills that you build over time with consistent practice. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. You'll have good days and bad days, and that's perfectly normal. The goal isn't to never feel anger again. That's impossible. The goal is to ensure that anger is just a visitor, not a permanent resident in your mind. By integrating these habits into your life, you can transform your relationship with anger and create a foundation for lasting peace and well-being. If you or someone you know is struggling to manage anger or other intense emotions, please remember that reaching out to a mental health professional is a sign of strength. They can provide tools and support tailored to your specific needs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips were helpful. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on personal growth and mental wellness. Let me know in the comments which of these habits you're going to try first. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.